I've been using the Universal Audio Aero audio interface for a little over a month now, and I must say that this portable audio interface has been rock solid in performance and producing high quality audio, whether it be recording or playback. The primary reason I purchased this audio interface was its portability. Power and processing is delivered through a single Thunderbolt 3 cable. It really has cleaned up my setup, as connecting it to an external power source is one less thing that I need to worry about and one less thing that I have cluttering up my workspace. It also gives me the ability to take this thing on the road and run it directly off my MacBook Pro with a Thunderbolt 3 cable. Just as an advisory note with that, your workstation must be equipped with Thunderbolt 3 to allow this thing to be powered and work. It won't work with a USB-C type connection. Let's talk about build quality. For it being portable, its all metal design and compact footprint make it perfect for travel. It has a solid feel and no play in the buttons on the face of it. Also, the volume knob is robust feeling, making volume and gain adjustments are easily previewable on the face of the Aero. Each LED on that face around the actual volume knob is graduated in thirds, giving you granular hardware control over your settings if you need to make quick adjustments. All of the front-facing buttons feel great. They provide a nice tactile feeling and feedback when they are pressed. Here we are with the front panel of the Aero. To control the inputs on this device, you simply select the preamp button and it illuminates all these different options and buttons. First and foremost, you can change the different type of inputs, either mic or line, and then you can change the channel by pressing the knob. The volume knob then becomes changing the level or the gain level on that microphone or line level there. So swapping between the two, you can select two different levels and make those adjustments. You're also provided here with a high pass filter, so you can turn that on or disable it. It also supplies 48 volt phantom power, so by selecting that, it takes a little bit to register the microphone and make that adjustment. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. And that'll give you your capability to power condenser microphones that don't have a separate source or internally sourced power. You got an input pad, you can enable that. You got polarity reverse, and you can link the two, channel 1 and channel 2, to create a stereo input. And to finish this tour of the front of the Aero, we'll go ahead and swap over to monitor. Here you can see that you can adjust the output here in thirds. As you can see, the LEDs are graduated in thirds, so you can take really granular control of your output, and that goes the same for the input gain. You can swap over to your headphones and make those adjustments there as well. And to mute, you just press the knob and you're muted. And before we move on to the back, you can see there's an instrument input and a headphone output. On the back of the panel, the Aero gives you two combination XLR inputs that support both line and mic level signals. There are also two 1/4 inch line level outputs and a Thunderbolt 3 port on the back of it as well. Universal Audio provides you with some free plugins with the purchase of the Aero, 14 of them to be exact. The one that I've been messing around with the most is the UA610B tube preamp and equalizer. It gives my voiceover that nice warm, full sound. I still have a ton to learn with this plugin, and I look forward to implementing it into my workflow and into my work. I just don't feel comfortable quite yet because I haven't learned everything about that plugin to kind of give you an accurate representation of it with it in this video. But if you subscribe to my channel, you're going to hear it more and more often. The beauty of the Aero is its built-in Dsp chip. The Dsp chip gives the Aero the ability to run all of their plugins locally on the Aero itself, meaning all the processing is done within the Aero, providing users with a no latency audio recording and processing at no increase in overhead on their workstation, saving you a ton of process of intensive things that need to be done with audio, and because it's all being done locally on the Aero. The preamps in the Aero are unison, which it gives you the ability to load up plugins within the console, and the Aero's hardware make local adjustments to the hardware on board to emulate the plugins as if you actually had those preamps plugged into your DAW right then and there. It's a really slick system considering it's all being run through a single Thunderbolt 3 connection, and it doesn't make your laptop or workstation work any harder when you're doing these types of tasks. There's so much going on with Universal Audio's console and the Aero. And I feel like a good amount of it will never be used considering I don't make music. I do, however, make or produce quite a bit of voiceover recording in my setup and workflow, and the Aero has been fantastic in that aspect of my work. There's just a ton there that I'm kind of scared to venture into, but I'm learning a lot about audio and processing and plugins and preamps and DSP chips and all that type of stuff that I never really would have ventured into without having had the Aero or bought the Aero and put it into my workflow. It's just such a clean setup, and I absolutely highly recommend it. There are two gripes that I have with this system. The first, why doesn't Universal Audio include a travel case with the purchase of this audio interface? I will never understand that. I think they should definitely include one, even if they raise the price of the overall cost $20 or $40. I mean, they don't even make one. You have to venture into third-party solutions, which is okay and probably cheaper, but I think they should at least have the option to buy one direct from them, or even better, include one in the purchase at no additional charge, because this is meant to be traveled with. The second thing, and my final gripe with this, is their management of their trial plugins. I get that they are all enabled by default, but holy crap, they're annoying. You have to go into the UA console and hide them, but that doesn't solve the issue of having a bunch of UA plugins showing up in your NLE, like Final Cut Pro 10. You have to navigate and find the little hidden system files to hide those from your NLE. I wish there was a way that the UA console would hide them from the system if they're being hidden in the console. It only makes sense to me. All in all, these are minor issues that in no way affect my recommendation of the UAD Aero audio interface. It's fantastic, and I would definitely buy it again if I was shopping for an audio interface right now. There's something to be said about being able to take a full-blown audio interface and take it on the road, plug it in via a single cable without external power, and have all of those feature sets and quality of audio at your fingertips. It's just a really awesome setup, and I think Universal Audio has done a great job at producing a very valuable tool that is small enough to be carried with you and has the ability to be taken with you. And again, just plugging it in via one Thunderbolt 3, and you don't sacrifice quality or feature set, and that is in and of itself must buy in my opinion. If you're interested in pricing and availability, those will be linked in the description of this video. I must say that those are my affiliate links, so shopping through them help me in producing income for the channel and help me be able to produce content like this for you. So if you want to shop for it and feel like being awesome, shop through those links. One final note, I have nothing to disclose because I purchased this with my own money. Well, that about does it for me in this one. If you like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, you know what to do. Thank you for taking the time to watch. I'm Tomas, and I will catch you in the next one.